I'm on a Northern Lights cruise and we're sailing into Alta. The fields are peaceful and the mountains are covered in snow and look spectacular.
And this is P&O Aurora's last cruise as a family ship. After this it goes into Brest and it's being converted, or one might say updated, and turned into an adult-only ship. This is a Northern Lights cruise, and yes, we did see the Northern Lights, although only the people who stood outside and hunted for them. This was the 10:45 showing, 10:15 to 45 showing, as we left Narvik. There was another showing at about 1:45 in the morning for those who stood up in those early hours. And one more showing turned up just outside Alta. But for those who actually stayed inside the eating and drinking places because they felt it was too cold, they probably missed most of them. It actually was a lot warmer than it was predicted. So those like us who took heavy ski gear found we didn't actually need it. Some of this was actually t-shirt weather. But as you can see, this is a cruise ship sailing through the ice and covered in ice. Oh look, a child. Last time seen on Aurora. For those of you who have never done a winter cruise on a ship, this might seem quite strange. Seeing your favourite cruise ship normally taken to a sun-kissed destination covered in snow. I mean covered. Every day it was covered in snow. Not quite breaking the ice, but those famous sun chairs that you're used to sitting in, well, take a look at that. You wouldn't sit in them now, would you? Although some did. In fact, take a look at the swimming pools. Would you fancy swimming in this weather? Many people do. Some actually went on the inside pool, fair enough, but there were many who went into the outside jacuzzi. That's just like being at a ski resort. Outside jacuzzi covered in snow. As I said, the ones inside, feeling warm, listening to the music, nice drink, and not braving the cold, would have missed the few seeings of the Northern Lights that we actually had. Well, for those who have never been on a winter cruise to a winter destination, hey, forget the sunbeds. They are locked up and away, covered in snow. We're off to winter destinations. Now, if you've skied, or you are a skier, this probably won't excite you too much. But for those who have never been into the mountains, into deep winter destinations, this is an incredible time to do it. The boat goes into far northern Norway on some of these cruises, and that is the Alta airport. Skies, well, they can be very mysterious. What we're looking for is a clear sky at night, Northern Lights delight. You'll pass these wonderful mountains and you're looking for calm seas. They can get choppy, but they're normally fairly calm. We were lucky. Here are the Northern Lights. We saw them 3 times. As I said, this was the first time and everybody got very excited. There was a rush from dining, there was a rush from the bars, and those who did get to the decks, you can hear them as they actually see. Now, they didn't see this with their bare eyes. My camera took this and it took me 10 goes at making it look like this. You just see a grey in the sky with glimpses of green. What's fantastic, or what would be fantastic, is a clearer vision, then them to start whizzing about and to see some red underneath the green. Well, hang on, we are actually going to get some of that. As you'll see, they've moved across to the left here. The main body of lights is still in the middle. But about 10 minutes later, there were 2 streaks that vertically came down through the skies. I'll leave you watching this for a second. This is in Narvik, about 10:30. That must be a plane or a satellite that you can see glimpsing in the middle of the screen. You do need to put your pictures into Photoshop. Bring up the brightness, push back the blacks. So, this is about 10 minutes later. And watch these vertical lines changing. And there's the reds. Reds and greens. Well, don't forget we now have films on Narvik, Alta, and many of the Norway stops. Enjoy cruising and occasionally be tempted by a winter cruise. If you love a great thriller that has lots of action, keeps it moving, twists and turns that makes you want to turn onto the next page, then Cruise Ship Heist is probably the book for you, and happens on a cruise ship. My name's Stuart St. Paul. I've been a director, I've written lots of screenplays, but this is my first novel, and it all takes place on a cruise ship. This is the kind of view that every cruiser is used to, leaving a port. Well, in this book, they leave a port, but with millions of pounds on board that isn't theirs. And that's where it all starts to go wrong. Cruise Ship Heist.